Yesterday I was working in the sound booth during the services at our church, and my backup sound guy, Luke, stood over my shoulder for 45 minutes, ranting the entire time about something. How the choir should be doing something different, how the drummer was being stupid, how the minister was wrong. Something. I was tired of it, so I finally asked him to refrain from his negativity, especially since this was a church service. Well, all that did was shift his target from everybody else to me. He tore into me with a vengeance. And then I reacted to that, and it became a real argument. Finally, I realized I was just making it worse and thought about leaving the booth and letting him run the rest of the service. But instead, I just shut up and waited for him to run out of steam, which he did eventually. I didn't handle this well, and I wonder how I could handle it better in the future.
I can certainly understand why you wouldn't want to be around the negativity of someone like Luke. People like that can just suck the life and light out of a room. They destroy families and workplaces everywhere, and most people don't have the slightest idea how to respond productively to them. So they hold people hostage everywhere they go. It's a real drag. You did your best. And on the surface, the request you made of him sounds reasonable. You didn't yell at him. You didn't shake your fist and make demands. You asked him, nicely, apparently, to dial back his negativity. And then you added an especially logical touch. You said that he might consider the effect his negativity was having on a church service. How sensible. But you're not seeing this in real love terms. Why would Luke be standing there criticizing everybody in sight? He probably included some people not in sight. We criticize people because it gives us a feeling of power over them. When we don't have what we really need, which is a sufficient supply of real love, we try to fill ourselves up with enough of whatever we can get as a substitute. We use imitation love in whatever form we can get. And power is a very common form we use. While Luke was attacking people with his criticism, he was briefly feeling less weak and powerless and helpless. Imitation love doesn't last long, but it feels better than nothing at all. So, here he is feeling empty and afraid, unloved, and without realizing it, you step in and ask him to stop using the only thing he knows, imitation love, to give him a sense of relief. Sure, you asked him nicely, but what he heard from you was this: you are not acceptable as you are. And he heard this: I don't like who you are. Those are both variations on I don't love you. And as you know, people pretty much hate hearing that, no matter how nicely you put it, especially when they don't feel loved in the first place. But you weren't finished there. You didn't mean to, but you kept right on going. Not only did you tell him you didn't like him, but you tried to control him, to stop him from being who he was. And people really hate that. So you had all the ingredients for a conflict. And we'll discuss that more in our next session.